Hi all. Now we are moving on to the module 2. In the module 2, we will be discussing on the elementary concepts of magnetic circuits, electromagnetic induction, which leads to the AC fundamentals. So first we are starting with magnetism. So magnetism is nothing but a power of a magnet by which it attracts certain materials. And the materials which get attracted by a magnet are called magnetic materials. So these magnets are of two types, permanent magnets and electromagnets. And it attracts ions and its alloys. And once it is freely suspended, the two poles of the magnetic point towards the north and south poles of the earth. So these are some kind of experiments which you have done in your physics lab during your +2 level. So this is the magnetic field around a bar magnet. So this shows the magnetic lines of force and the magnetic lines of magnetization. So the influence of this magnet is felt in the space around it, and that region of its influence is referred to the field of the magnet. That is nothing but these areas are nothing but the field of the magnet. Now the magnetic influence is invisible and is represented by lines, and such lines are known as the lines of force. And these lines will be leaving from the north pole and then ends at the south pole. And always these magnetic lines are closed path, and therefore if the lines of force are extended inside the magnet, then they are known as the lines of magnetization. So therefore the lines of force and lines of magnetization together, they are known as the line of induction. Now we are moving on to the magnetic field around a current carrying conductor. So a magnetic field is formed around a conductor which is carrying current, and this magnetic field will be forming concentric circles or planes normal to the direction of current. So these are nothing but the concentric circles. So there is a point where the current is entering to the conductor and leaving the conductor. And the direction of the magnetic field can be very well determined using the right hand rule. That is, if the current carrying conductor is grasped by the right hand, so that the thumb is forwarding in the direction of the current flow, then the fingers will point in the direction of the lines of flux. So thereby you will be getting here the direction is clockwise, and here when you are looking from the other end of the conductor, it will be anti-clockwise. And the current entering into the junction is represented by the cross symbol, and leaving part is by the dot symbol. Now we will discuss certain terminologies related to magnetism. The first one is magnetic flux, and magnetic flux is represented by the symbol phi. So the magnetic lines of force produced by a magnet is called a magnetic flux, and the unit is Weber. And these magnetic lines of force, we cannot see it physically, but we can experience it by having the magnetic property. And these magnetic lines of force will never intersect each other, and the lines of magnetic flux lines which are parallel to each other are in the same direction will repel each other. That is, the north and north pole will repel and south pole will repel. And the lines of magnetic flux closer to each other and having opposite direction, they will attract each other. That is, north and south poles will attract each other. Next is magnetic flux density. It is represented by the symbol capital B. It is defined as the magnetic flux per unit area normal to the direction of the flux lines or at right angles to the flux. So it is nothing but the magnetic lines of force per unit area. So you can consider a particular plane of area A, and the magnetic lines of force are passing through this particular area, and therefore we can write magnetic flux density is nothing but magnetic flux divided by area. So therefore area is unit is meter square and flux is in Weber. So effectively it is unit is Weber per meter square. And it is also given as Tesla. Unit is Tesla. Weber per meter square or Tesla. Next term is magnetomotive force. It is also known as capital F or MMF. So it is nothing but the cause which is producing the magnetic flux in a magnetic circuit. It is nothing but the cause producing the flux in a magnetic circuit. Or we can say it as a force which drives or tends to drive the magnetic flux through a magnetic circuit. So we can just imagine that magnetomotive force as an equivalent terminology in the case of a voltage. So it is because of the voltage a current is flowing in the circuit. So similarly you can say that it is nothing but the magnetomotive force which is producing the flux in the magnetic circuit. And MMF is given by number of turns of the conductor into the current which is flowing through that particular coil. And the MMF is given by N into I, and the number of turns it is in represented as T, and current unit is ampere. So therefore the unit is ampere turns. So you can just imagine that you have a toroidal core, you have a number of turns around that and through which the current is flowing. So nothing but an electromagnet. So this is nothing but the number of turns and I is the current. So N into I is producing the magnetic flux. Next is magnetic field strength. It is represented by capital H and it is nothing but the MMF per unit length of the magnetic circuit. MMF is represented by Ni and therefore your magnetic field strength will be Ni divided by L. So its unit is ampere turns per meter. We can also define the magnetic field strength as the measure of the ability of a magnetized body to produce magnetic induction in other magnetic substances. So it is nothing but a measure of the ability of a magnetized body to produce magnetic induction in other magnetic substances. So you might have done some kind of experience like you will be having a magnet will be there and you can add one safety pin to this magnet, and you can also use the same safety pin for attaching one more safety pin along with this. So that means it is inducting or transferring the magnetic property to other magnetic substances. So thereby these are also becoming like a small magnets. So that is a magnetic field strength. Next is permeability. So permeability is nothing but the property of a magnetic material which indicates the ability of a magnetic circuit to carry the electromagnetic flux. So generally we can define the flux density B is directly proportional to the magnetic field intensity or magnetizing force H. And this proportionality constant we can replace it with mu, and this mu is nothing but the permeability, and its unit is Henry per meter. Henry per meter. And the permeability of the free space or air on a non-magnetic material is mu 0 is equal to 4 pi into 10 to the power of minus 7 Henry per meter. Next is relative permeability. It is represented by mu r. It is represented by mu r. It is nothing but the ratio of the flux density produced in that medium or material to the flux density produced in vacuum by the same magnetizing force. And mu r is represented by the magnetic flux density in the material and to that of the vacuum. and from there we will be getting the value of mu r, and the relative permeability of air is 1. For air it is 1, and mu r is nothing but mu divided by mu 0. Next is reluctance. So reluctance is the property of a magnetic circuit by which the setting up of the flux is opposed. So you can just relate it to the electrical system. Resistance. Resistance is nothing but the opposition to the flow of current. So similarly, reluctance is nothing but the opposition to the setting up of flux in that. In that scenario, what will be this equivalent term of magnetic flux in terms of electric circuit? It is nothing but the current. Okay, it is nothing but the current. So here reluctance is the property by which setting up of the flux is opposed. And again we can also derive the equation for the reluctance, and the reluctance, it is represented by the symbol capital S, and flux is nothing but A into B, and magnetizing field intensity is Ni, which is also equivalent to HL, and B is also equivalent to nu H. Then flux divided by mmf. Flux divided by mmf, you will be getting mu 0 mu r A by L. And from here you can write the equation for phi, and phi is equal to, again you can represent it as F divided by 1 by mu 0 mu r into A. And this factor is nothing but the reluctance, which is represented by the symbol S. So S is nothing but L divided by mu 0 mu r into A, where A is the area of cross section and L is the mean length of the material. And its unit is ampere turns per Weber. Unit is ampere turns per Weber.